Hey everybody, welcome back for some more Destiny 2 action. I got a chance to go ahead and do the Nightfall. Got my light higher, my power high enough. After the first couple days of playing, so I was able to go in and do the Nightfall. After a couple failed attempts with one team, and then a couple failed attempts with this team, this was the time we actually got through and got it. So, wanted to make this guide and give you guys some pointers. Anybody that wants a little bit of a guide, a little bit of a suggestions and advice on best way to go about it. Through my trial and error, I found some techniques that work better, and actually a few of them are from some videos I saw on YouTube of other people not making guides but just playing through it. And so yeah, all right. Bottom right corner, you see there's a timer there. The Nightfalls now have a timer on them, so you've got to get through the Nightfall before the timer runs out. If the timer runs out, it kicks you to orbit. Every enemy you kill adds time to your timer, so you don't want to run past every enemy. Bottom left corner there says void energy surrounds you. Every 30 seconds, that is going to change. It'll be void, then it'll be arc, then it'll be solar. There's no specific set pattern, but it keeps going. Void, solar, arc, solar, void, whatever. Keeps changing elements. When it's the whatever element it is, that element, any weapons or any supers or anything that have that element do extra damage, and all the other ones do less damage. So you want to have a variety of elements in your loadouts and in your fire team. This area right over here where Superman's standing right there, that's where you want to kind of hang out in this first area and do the fight from there. A couple times I had people go into different areas. We tried running right out there and just getting in the enemy's faces, and it just doesn't work out well for you. That you kind of want to post up over here and use your cover. That ship will fly in, just like on public events. It will mess you up. I recommend taking that ship out if you're able. Rockets, snipers, whatever. We didn't take it out in this playthrough, but it did cost us. These yellow canisters are all over the battlefield here. I would recommend shooting them as well. Save yourself some ammunition by just shooting them, and that'll take out a slew of enemies all around them. I didn't make the best use of it there when I did it, but yeah, you get the idea.
Oh, the ship.
You see my friends just died, some of my friends there, and they're getting shot at from the ship that I was talking about a minute ago. Here it comes again, shooting at us. If you're a warlock doing this, I highly recommend running Stormcaller if you have it unlocked, and especially if you have the Rift, that will give you a little arc buddy, a little bubble floating up around your shoulder, and it gives it to all your teammates too, anybody that stands in the Rift. It really helps when you're shooting at, when you're surrounded by all these enemies. It helps. Put it on healing too. I would definitely put it on healing. They don't really need extra weapon damage in this part so much as people need to stay alive. So I would recommend running the healing Rift. If you have it, and you can run Mida multi-tool and Mida mini-tool, which is what I was running here, you're going to be able to run a lot faster if you're going to be the one carrying the items, like I'm about to show you right here. That ship will get picked up after you cleared enough enemies out, and you're going to pick up that little molten ball of fire, and you're going to have to run it, whoever is your fastest one in your fire team, and you're going to run it to the area up here, kind of like we did in Destiny 1 with other things, and you're going to want to slam it into this plate up here. Now, I seem to always have trouble with this part, staying alive. I get to slam it, but I died a lot. Maybe somebody with a super could run with you and take out a lot of those enemies right away.
Yeah, I bombed it. I just died immediately.
I was usually able to slam it in there, but I would die right after.
I'm just going to res myself. Don't bother to get me unless you happen to get here.
Or if you happen to have a super at that point, you slam it and then immediately pop your super.
I'm surrounded, man. I'm absolutely surrounded.
If you don't have to, I wouldn't recommend trying to. I'm telling my friend here not to res me, not to come in and try to get me, because I'm surrounded by enemies, and the deaths will cost you more time. It's not worth it. just staying alive and shooting the enemies and
I almost have a
keep
super
trying to push forward.
Got a super.
I'm running all arc on my weapons and my subclass. That was a mistake. Now, watching other people's guides and stuff, I think that you should really have a varied loadout. Have something with arc, something with void, something with solar. You can only have two things, obviously, so your energy and your power weapons. So you want to run maybe your subclass. I could have ran arc, same thing I have right now, Stormcaller, then ran maybe a void energy and then a solar power weapon, so that every time it changes I would have something. See, it just changed to solar energy above the super bar, you would have seen it there, and now my Stormcaller is less effective. So that's something also to watch for when you're going to pop your super. Try to pop it when the element is matching the element of your super. You see, it's still solar, and my friend there is running the Titan with the void super, the Captain America deal. And he's doing alright with it, but it's not as strong as it would have been. You see the little orb floating around me, that arc orb, that's from my rift. That's what I was talking about before. It really helps. These guys, just run right past them, don't stop and fight them. They're just gonna... You're gonna waste more time fighting them than it's worth.
Don't forget about your sparrows.
Now we're gonna be trying to, as soon as you get out of this area here, as soon as you start to go outside, you're gonna be able to call for your sparrow. So that's what you're gonna want to do here. You're gonna want to get your ghost out as soon as you can, right around here. Excuse me. And get your ghost out. And get up there as quick as you can. You can go around to the right and go up the regular ramp of this area. You could try this, what I did right here. Or alternatively, if you don't have a sparrow yet, you can just go the way it tells you, which would have been to the left and jumping up on the arms up through the rocks. There's an area to jump up.
We're inside the ship again.
This is saving precious time.
Because any time you can shave off is just, you know, time you can get further in. And you're on a timer, so you just want to save time. It's all about time. These tank, when you first come into this room, if you want to take out this first tank as quickly as you can. We were down a guy at this point. One of us didn't make it into this area. He died out there trying on the ramp. The other fire team I was playing with, one of the guys had the Dubious, it used to be called the Dubious Volley. I forget what it's called now. It's a new rocket launcher. It's an exotic that shoots out multiple projectiles, like multiple little rockets. And that was really, really damaging the tank. He was taking it out in 1 or 2 shots. So I would highly recommend using that in this part if you have it for these tanks. None of us on this fire team had it. Once this tank is clear, I would go ahead and use a super if you've got one and start clearing out as many of these ads as you can, so you can make your way towards the switches that you have to activate to progress through this room. Pretty much have to clear all these enemies, though. We tried a couple times running past them, and it just doesn't work. You've gotta activate switches, and there's gonna be another tank coming soon after this too. So it's just too much. All right, and you see, we all went down here. Normally on Destiny 1, if everybody was down on a Nightfall, it would kick you back to orbit. That was it, or it would kick you back to the last checkpoint. And used to originally kick you to orbit, then they made it so it kick you back to the last checkpoint. Now, what it does is you're just dead. You can just respawn, but the timer is what kicks you to orbit when you run out of time. So don't worry if you all die.
This is going to be the struggle this first week or two, you know what I mean, until you start really really getting your shit the way you want it. Level up and everything.
That's one of the first switches that you have to activate back there behind that guy. Once you've cleared out these enemies, one person needs to make their way towards that switch.
We were talking about raids and stuff. I remember it took me a week to beat Faulted Glass when it came out. We spent a little bit on it each night for like a week until we finally beat it. Yeah, you forget that.
And then over there, that'd be the second switch. See, my friend Cottrell there is going for the next switch. What that's going to do is that's going to bring down a big platform in the middle of the room. And the second tank's going to come in, and you're going to have to defeat that tank too, and then make your way up onto that platform and out of this room into the next area.
No, but thanks for that image.
I know you're ready for rest. Oh, okay. I stepped out of my rift. God damn it.
I had taken some pretty direct shots from that tank, if not direct, while standing in the rift and not died, the healing rift. So it is pretty powerful. I'm also running as max resilience and recovery, so that makes a big difference too. But that time I stepped out of the rift when he shot me, so I died. Not 100% sure if you can actually survive a direct hit or just close hits, but I was doing pretty well with that rift versus that tank in other attempts, not that particular attempt.
When you rush, that's when accidents happen.
This yellow bar guy here will be the last guy you got to get down. Sometimes you'll get him before you get the tank, and then through that door behind him, you're gonna get a whole bunch of those dogs, whatever they're called, the Cabal Hounds or whatever. War Beasts, there it is. Cabal War Beasts. It's nice to use a super on them at that point if somebody's got one, so you can generate orbs for everybody else. And they drop, there's a couple yellow bars there that'll drop some heavy ammo for you for the next part. So pretty good use of a super there. Again, you can see I'm running faster than my teammates. There's another panel you gotta activate. Make sure you activate that to go in the next room. First time we did this, we ran in and we were standing by the door, wondering why it wasn't open for a couple seconds, and we wasted, a couple seconds. You don't want to do that when you're being timed. I'm running faster than everybody else on my team, even though I'm not spec'd into any mobility on my build. I'm all recovery and resilience because I'm running Mida multi-tool and Mida mini, and they make you run faster. So I'm going to pop my super here and clear out as many ads as I can and generate orbs for these guys and just try to get our supers chaining off of each other, popping one super after the other. You can't be too timid. You've got to kind of just push in and just kill as fast as you can, as many as you can to progress. You see me miss a ridiculous amount of shots on this servitor here. Aim assist kept pulling my aim off, and part of it also was I was very tired. This was like 6 in the morning after playing all night. Make sure you scavenge up all your heavy ammo drops from in here. Make sure so you can go into the next part with as much as you can get. There's plenty of yellow bars too that keep dropping heavy, so every yellow bar enemy should drop a brick of heavy for you when you kill them. For the most part, it seems to be the case. Now you'll see me try to do damage here. We were thinking, we hadn't tried this yet, we wondered if we could do some damage to him now and it would carry over to the end fight. It's kind of an experiment. And needless to say, it didn't work. You'll see when we go up to the last part to fight him, he's full health again. So don't waste your ammo shooting the boss at all until you get to the last part.
Where are you?
Alright, now there's the panel you need to activate. You're going to see me forget about it and drop down and go looking for ammo and orbs from my friend popping his super, trying to get my super back and stuff. But I should have stayed up there and waited for that to become active and then activated it. Again, saving any seconds you can save. You know? And you see me jump up there and activate it. That's going to make this platform lift up.
Oh, I see one over there.
Watch out for that dropping down too. That caught me a few times. I was standing over in that area and got squished by it. Like I mentioned before, you're going to see he's back at full health.
The way your tether works, does it help us do more damage to him too, or no?
Watch for air support. This guy's too
Maybe
smart
you
to
should
not
tether
have a
him right
backup
away.
plan.
No, it didn't carry over. That was a waste. Alright, and now I know.
Here we go.
I think you want to focus on these turrets right away when you first come to this part. At least one guy. Every time we did it, I was putting my attention to that, as they can tear you up pretty quickly if you don't.
I'm gonna use my super on all these ads.
And don't hang on to your super either. If you've got a super, especially if it comes up your element is active. In the bottom left, if it says like whatever you're running, like if I was running Stormcaller here and it said Arc was active, go after the ads and just take them down. Clear the way. So I mean, you let too many ads stack up and people are going to die. Now he jumps up on these platforms, one on that side he's on now, and he'll jump one on the other side in a little bit later on. You've got to get him down to like a third of his health's got to be gone. You can see the marks that separate each third of his health, and he'll fire off that flare, and then whoever your runner is again, whoever your guy that's going to be designated, or whoever's closest, however you want to do it, it's going to grab the orb.
You got that open sight that it comes with?
You want to have him ready and over here waiting by the ship, and there it is. You're going to pick that up and you're going to take it to a plate on the opposite side of the room and slam it just like we did earlier in the strike. And later on you're going to have another part that's going to happen just like that when you get them down to 1/3 health, and it'll be on the opposite side of the room. Same thing though. The ship will come by and pick up a tank, and you're going to pick up an orb and deliver it to one of these plates. Whichever plate is showing active. Now at this point you're going to get a lot of the war beasts coming out again, the little dogs, so watch out for them, and you're going to get these turrets popping up. I think as soon as we get these turrets down, the war beasts come in. So if I would have remembered that, I would have popped the rift earlier, Titan to pop a shield wall there right at the top of the ramp, just to help keep them back. My rift, I popped it right on top of that fire. It wasn't the best placement, but get the idea.
Go to the tower.
When you start to get your time starts to get low too, make sure one person just stays focused on killing ads, at least one person, so you can keep your time, try to keep your time from running out. Remember, killing every enemy you kill adds time.
He's going for the tower.
You see he's going up there. So you want to get in position if you're the runner. There's the tank on the right there. Try to get his health down to that 1/3. I think both my teammates at this point were just working on
I'm down by
ads.
waiting for the orb thing to pick up to go slam. Try trying to put damage on him, so he'll prop the shield.
You're gonna need a scout, a sniper, or a linear fusion rifle like I was using. I think a rocket could work too. Because you're gonna be pretty far away if you're the runner like I was. That's what I'm gonna be calling it, the runner. Me missing a ton of shots with that SMG from way too far away for an SMG to be shooting. Just like before, the ship gets picked up, you pick up the orb and you run it to the opposite side of the room. Slam it on the plate. And I guess what that's doing is that's bringing down that shield bubble that he put around himself up there on that tower. And then he'll jump back down and you can fight him again. And I'm just going to let the rest of this play out, and you can see just how close we came to not finishing it. Got past it by the skin of our teeth.
Sorry for getting you away, trying to get orbs and not get killed. Dead, yeah, just keep on hitting him, he's gonna die. Yes!
Take that, son.
Good shit, fellas. Good shit.
Like I returned at just the right time.
See, 36 seconds left on the clock.
Hey, boss, by the book.
I gotta hit this chest. I can't come over there and do that.
Don't forget about the signal flares.
There's all kinds of loot over here, though.
So
Oh,
it is
sorry,
difficult. It's also very fun.
Oh, you did.
Hope this guide helped you. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. And yeah, see you on the next one, guys. Take care.